Victor, I'm here with a new painting tutorial, and now it's time to paint this Skitarii. This was the most bought miniature for this month, so I will do the paint job on them, okay? As you can see here, I don't have the parts glued, I just put them with glue tack to be able to prime them. Now I will separate the different parts. I do this on purpose because this arm is causing the chest, so I want to paint everything separated, and it's not glued to the base. And the reason why it's not glued to the base is because I want good access to the inside of the legs, okay? If you glue it, then you have problems to access the legs of the guy or the parts that are more hidden. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the parts, I'm going to clean up the glue tack, and I'm back to start. Okay, once the glue tack has been removed, I will start painting that, and I will start applying Corvus black, okay? We'll put this in the trousers, so we'll go for dark clothes, contrasting with the red cloak, but the trousers I will keep it rather grey. Okay, well, almost black, right? Because this is the Corvus black. It's a very dark grey. So I apply that because I just want to have yeah, the priming is, you can see, it's not reaching the bottom. And maybe this part will never be visible on the miniature, but yeah, the effort to do this is very small. So I will do that. Okay, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use iron breaker for all the, I will put it on the legs and the armor plates that are on the legs. Okay, so mainly the main purpose is to do this, this type of, the bottom part of the Skitarii legs are mechanical. Because of the radiation on the ground, they have to cut out their feet on the bottom part of the legs. This is what they explain. Okay, so yeah, these Adeptus Mechanicus are quite radical as well. Okay, so I'm going to do all these different parts with iron breaker, and I will be back for the next step. Okay, the metallic is done, okay, with iron breaker. Next I'm going to use corn red on the clothes, okay, and I'm doing this because I have to do the inside of the clothes, and once it's glued, the access is, although it's visible, the access is really difficult, okay, because you can see I can come now from the bottom and I can paint quite easily, and I will be doing that for all the Skitarii, okay. So as I do in this part, I will do also the external part. I will do a thin layer of corn red, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, so here we are. Now we have done, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to apply Nun oil on the lower part, including the clothes. I want to give here a dark shading, and after that I'm going to glue it on the base once the wash has dried. So the next time that you see this miniature is going to be on its base, most likely with the base done. I will do the crackling base, so if you want to know how the base was done, it's in the weekly painting, okay. If you don't find it, just let me know, but I'm going to use the technical paint that does cracks to do the bases for the Skitarii, for the mechanical, to give the sensation of a desertic, dry, very lifeless environment, okay. So I do that here, as you can see, I'm just doing the bottom. I try to be sure that I put it on the right parts. Now we wait that this dries, and then I will be back once it's glued with the base done. Okay, as I explained, I have glued now this guy on the base, so we are going to keep working on him. And now I'm going to use again iron breaker, and we are going to do the rest of the metallic parts, including the face. So I'm going to do everything in this iron breaker, and later on if we need a gold we are going to do it on top, okay? But most of the parts I will do it in metallic. This looks like a small pocket or box he's carrying there. I will do maybe on leather colors, browns. Okay, this thing here, I'm not sure if, yeah, I think it's like a pocket. And then I will do the symbol of the mechanicum in a cooperish color, but I will apply iron breaker anyway on top. So I do this, and I'm back when it's done. I will also do the arms and so on if needed. Okay. Okay, we have applied the iron breaker. You can see on the different parts. Okay, and now I'm going to use corn red on the hood, sleeve, and other parts. So all the parts of the clothes that I want them to be red. Okay. So again, this is a thin layer. Corn red does not have too many problems to work on top of black, and we just have to be careful not to go over the part where we have applied the metallic. Okay, so you can see it's quite fast. So I will do that, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, now that we have done the metallic and the red, I'm going to apply a wash of nun oil all over the miniature. We have to be careful on the red, it's not going to look great, but mainly focus on yeah, we will need to clean up the red anyway later on. Okay, so this is what I mean. It will look darker the red, but it's not going to, it's too flat, this close. Yeah, avoid that this accumulated like that. Okay, so we just spread it to make a even. And the other problem is we are going to pop up the joint. This is a problem I find on the design of these miniatures. You have to work a lot if you want really to completely simulate the joint of these two parts. Okay, so I'll just do this, and then we are going to wait that this dries. Okay, and the clothes, don't worry, the clothes or the cloak and the cloak looks dirty because we are going to work on it later on. Okay, what I try to avoid is that this looks too dirty. Okay, but we want to show the different details. So now I wait that this dries, and I'm back. Okay, while the wash on the main body is drying, it seems that this miniature have like the backpack has like a type of a sleeve or some type of I would say coat, no, some type of. So what I'm going to do, like if it was one of the all equipment, you know, all electronic devices that have a type of protection. So I'm going to use a rhinus hide, and I'm going to apply this. You can see that there is these bells. So we are going to apply rhinus hide on this, and then we will need to wait that this dries. Okay. Here there is not too much to say, neither. Just apply rhinus hide, avoiding to go to cover the tail that you have already done. I mean, I try to be precise and not to go on the metallics. If not, but you will need to repaint the metallics again. Okay, you can go this brown. The other option is to go for a dark gray or black. Okay, so I do that, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to use a snake bite leather. Okay, on some metallic parts to give a gold or brass look. For example, I want to apply it around the eye lenses. Okay. And you do with that the details that you like it. I know that the symbol of the mechanicum normally is black and white, but in my case I prefer to give a brass look to the cock of the mechanicum. Okay. Then you can do other details that you like it. For example, we can do one of the core-weighted tooths maybe with some variation. This can be different from one Skitarii to the other. So here you can play a little bit. This type of small differentiations sometimes give more personality overall to the squad. Because it's not taking too much time, but it seems that you have give individual attention to different miniatures. Okay, we can do as well some parts on the gun if you want. So yeah, just looking. It's not dry, so I will not do anything there yet. And here I can do, for example, yeah, I will do this thing at the bottom. But I don't know what it's representing. But I think a brown, a brass look will make the work. It's a way to kill a little bit the uniformity. You can also do the antenna if you want, or other elements. Okay, the only problem is sometimes this can be a little bit dirty too. Yeah, I will not do the antenna, I think. Yeah, I would do the antenna. Okay. You can see. Okay, I will hold it. This one that is quite soft one. Okay. And once this is done, I will take again Rhino's height, and I will do some of them. I don't know if though, but this one have here like a pocket, a small bag. Okay, I painted with Rhino's height at this point. And what I'm going to do now is I will start by zones and start doing highlights and details. Okay, and I would like to start by the face. And here on the face, as these are quite big eyes, I think I will use. No, I will make it myself. So I'm going to put on. I'm going to use Bahar blue, Temple Guard blue, and Sotek okay. So I will put them in the palette. Okay, I will start applying Sotek first. Good. Change now to thinner brush. Now I will use Temple Guard Blue. Well, first Sotek green as well here. Okay, I will do all the lines and all the glowings on the Mechanicum in blue colors. Okay, so I think I will do another one here. Okay. Now on the lens I'm going to put Temple Blue more towards to the bottom. And finally I will use Bahar Blue, but before I will do Bahar Blue there. There. And now okay. And it happens like to me that you touch the frame. I will use the Retributor Armor. Okay, and we clean up if we have made a mistake. This is very common that happens because you want to feel the eye, sorry. Then if you find it's needed, you can take a little bit of white. And this should be okay. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of saute green. Here. Here. Okay. Let's now clean up a little bit the metallics. Okay, and to do that, now we're going to go brighter. I'm going to use Rumfang steel, or you can use Stonehouse silver, or any light metal that you have in your collection of paints. And we are going to do some edge highlight and clean up of the washes on the metallics. Okay, so I will do this now. You can see what I'm doing is on this flat area, for example, I'm just applying heat. You have a nice metal. I leave it on the recesses and I try to be precise. Sorry. For example, here in this flat part, we are going to apply it there, leaving the space next to the rivet or to the border in the darker color. Okay. I will not work too much on the middle part because it's going to be covered by the backpack. You want to pop up these ones here. And we are going to do as well the weapon and the arms, okay? So here, for example, you want to clean up this. What you want to give is a nice bright metal to clean up, right? You don't want to be super, you don't want to go to the bluish tint. I like to keep the oily and blackish color, but on the rivets, on the borders, on the edges, you want to add some brightness and some brighter parts, okay? So as you can see, I'm doing here. Okay, as well the knee protectors. So I will work like that on the legs and on the backpack and other parts, and I'm back. Okay, we have worked on the metallics and now I'm going to highlight the dark cloaks, okay? And to do these highlights I'm going to use different grays. I'm going to use Administratum Grey, okay, Townstone, and Scaven Blight Ding. Okay, and we have as well Corvus Black as the base. And what we are going to do is to start working on the highlight. First I apply the darker one, that is the Scaven Blight Ding. Okay, I apply it on the different folds that I want to be highlighted. Okay, I will do just one leg. You can imagine the other leg is done. Then I take the downstone. And I do a second highlight. And then I will use Scaven Blight to smooth all the transitions, and if it's needed I will use back Corvus Black. Okay, you want to highlight on the falls, you want to highlight mainly the upper part, so this is, I want it darker. To be fair, I just want to highlight the part is facing up. Okay, and now just very little of administrator gray. Quite thin to make really the parts that are more exposed. Okay. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and now I will do the other leg of the trousers and I'm back. Okay, I have done now the trousers, and next I'm going to highlight the brown, and to highlight the brown parts that were done with Rhinos Hide, now I'm going to use Rainbow Brown and Gothor Brown to highlight them. Okay, so I'm going to first apply Gothor Brown. We're going to use that here and on the backpack, on the type of sleeve that the backpack is have. Okay, we'll do like that. Something like that. And now I'm going to work on the backpack. And here we're going to have more work. I have washed it black, so first I will use Gothor Brown. Middle. Okay, and once Gothor Brown is dry, I use a little bit of Rainbow Brown, mainly on the corners. Okay. And we keep doing. The back I will not spend too much time. And this part is not going to be visible, so I will not spend too much time in this part. So take into account when you paint in sub-assemblies as well, there are parts that are going to be completely covered. So to optimize your time, I will always check what is going to be visible and what is not going to be visible. Okay, do something like that. We'll change to the smaller brush. Okay, and I keep doing. And we will need to do the lights as well here, okay? So I will not do it, I will do it later on. But these lights can be done once it's removed. So we can put the even. I also want to do, I don't know if I want to do the bottom one or not. Okay. Okay. We'll do the bottom part and I'm back. Okay. So here you can see the backpack how it looks like now. Okay. And I'm going to work now on the red of the cape or the cloak, and for that I have put in my white palette Con Red, that was the base color. I also put Mephiston Red, I have put Evil Sun Scarlet, and I also add Wild Rider Red. Okay, so Mephiston Red, Evil Sun Scarlet, Wild Rider Red, and of course Con Red. So we have, you can see here, them all in the palette. So I can use them to start painting. I take a bigger brush, and we can start with, I prefer to start with one side and start working around, okay? Or we can start with the hood. So that means work first with the hood. You can see how it looks like, and then I will do the base, the cape, the bottom of the cape in the same way. So first I apply Con Red. Okay, and I go quite wide with Con Red. Con Red have the characteristic that looks brighter when it's wet, looks lighter as well. Okay, so can mislead a little bit at the beginning. So sometimes you will need to wait that this dries to see really what is the contrast. You can see the contrast now is much less than we applied. And the same happens with basically with all the reds. So now I'm going to apply here Mephiston Red. And for the Skitarii, I'm planning to leave them red. I'm not planning to add freehand or any symbol around like I did with Deck Priest. Okay, when I paint the Deck Priest of the Blackstone Fortress. Now what I do is I go with the second highlight, and I almost go follow where I put the Con Red, but now I apply Mephiston Red. Okay. Let's go like that. Yeah, it's better to use a conrad, maybe. Okay, we are going to do something like that. You can see as well the Fiston Red is brighter, but looks much brighter when it's night. Now I start using Heavy Sun Scarlet, so the next one. So we go lighter and lighter. And this one, I will put it basically here at the back of the hood. And sorry, I put it the wrong color. And I will put it here. And we finalize with a little bit of Wild Rider. So the previous one was Evil Sun Scarlet, and now we put Wild Rider. Wild Rider I like to play basically where we have really a big change of direction, something like that, or we like the end of the hood, or here where we have these angles. Now I will dedicate some time first with the Fiston Red. To add a little bit more of color variation on this hood. Okay. And now we're gonna start painting the cloak. And here the cloak, we'll need to find a way to dissimulate this. So what I will do is where we have this joint, I go back with conrad and I go over. You can see conrad is very visible when it's wet, especially against the parts that are washed with black, but I'm not too concerned at this moment. Where we'll wait that this dries. We're going to do here almost, I will eliminate a lot of the darker parts because I really, for example here, what you can do is you can apply conrad up to this point and you almost cover all the top part, leaving the bottom darker. Okay, something like that. You can see now the conrad is not that bright and as dark as when I apply it. I'm marking first what I want to highlight. This can evolve and change when you start highlighting. Okay. So it's something that you have to adjust yourself and do it in the way that you feel that you like it, right? That you feel comfortable, you like it. The end is a little bit of taste of everyone, how much you want to highlight, how much contrast you want, and so on. You can see the first step is white. It's mainly to clean up, okay? I will do it in two halves, so I will do one half on camera and the other half off camera. But I think this is different how I did the hood a little bit, because it's a much bigger surface. And when you have these big flat surfaces, and I'm not planning to do any freehand, the option is to put a freehand to make it more interesting. Then you have to play with the contrast and the texture that you want to give to this part. Okay, let's start playing now my Fiston Red, and I start here. there. Wow. So to do the edges, you don't need to do any blending, but when I come here, I use a little bit of blending to smooth the transition of the leg. Okay. We need to wait that this dries. And this thing here is going to be almost impossible to dissimulate. So I will need to live with this joint. The other option was to put it in stuff, but now it's too late. Okay. Now I'm working with my piston red all the time to give this second highlight. And as you can see, I follow the same idea with the corn red, but trying to be thinner. Here we go down. Okay, I'm mixing one with corn red here, because I really this to be really smooth. I play on the yellow corn red on this slot. Now we can jump to the Evilson Scarlet. What I'm going to do with this one is just emphasize the shade, the lights that we did with the what was called with the other reds. Okay, well, you can see how it's looking like. Okay, you don't need to do all of the highlights. I try to focus on the ones that I consider the most important ones. Okay. Here I don't think I will use a Wild Rider red, or maybe just. And this part is done. Now I will do the other half. So I will finalize now the cloak and I will be back. Okay, as you can see now that I have glued everything together, so I need to do the sleeve, okay, of the cloth in the same way that we have done the rest of the cloak. So I will do this off camera because there is no new thing to explain here. So we are going to apply the wash of Nun oil and then do the highlights as we did in the same way that we did in the other parts of the cloak. So I will do the sleeve and I will come back for the next step. So I still keep this separated, so I will do the sleeve in a separated. So we can work now on the backpack. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work first on these two things that are hanging, and then I can glue everything together. Okay, So for these two things, first I will apply a cooperish color. So I'm going to apply Balthasar Gold. And we can use... I recommend when you, for metallics, not to use your best brush. It's always better to use cheaper brush. And this thing that is hanging here on this Skitarii, I need to look what is this about, because I don't know if it's like a light or something that is a filter. I have no clue what. I'm not common or I'm not familiar with the Skitarii equipment. Okay, so I will need to investigate. So I will apply that, and then I will weight this device because I want to do then backwards air shade wash there. Okay, so I do that and I come back once it's got dry. Okay, while the cooperish color is drying, I'm going to apply the base colors on this purity silk here. So I'm using first a purple for the purity silk. I'm using Cheryl's purple for this. Okay, here you have Cheryl's purple for this part. For what is the silk properly. And then I will use bone color, ivory color for the parchment. So in that case I will use Flight 1 Flash, but you can use Ushabti bone, Screaming Skull, any color that is similar, any ivory color will make the work. Okay? I may need to do 2 layers here. So I will do 1 layer, you can see it's not covering too much, and then I will do 2nd layer later on. Okay, because it's quite thin, my paint. So I will do that. I will do 2nd layer and I'm back. Okay. This is how it's looking like now, and here I'm going to use now Agvax air shade on the I have checked, and these are just like sensors, something like that, so this is not glowing in principle. So I'm going to take Agvax air shade, put it here, okay, to make this darker. And now I will glue it. Okay, now that I know what it is, I will glue it because the rest can be done glued. So I wait that this dries and I will glue it. And I'm going to put as well Agvax air shade on this thing. Okay, on the purity seal. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to use Auric Armor Gold. Let's take this away. Snap. Okay. Take. For gold, for metallics I try to use my damage brushes. Okay, and I'm going to apply Auric Armor Gold. Sorry, I went out of frame. On this part. See, it's very Western. ones are like very Victorian or Western look like. But you can see that they are also highlight. Now I have done the sleeve of the cloth. Okay. This is just to rig a little bit the monochrome of the gun, but I will keep the majority in. The iron look. Okay. I'm going to use now the Kalali lac. Kalali lac is this one. Okay, I don't have the pot here. It's a very pale, this one, so this one. I'm going to use the Kalali lac. And with that, I will do some highlights. For the shield. Okay. Need to wait at this device now. So I will wait that the gold device, and I will wait that the paint. This is also drying. So I will put the backpack, and I will come back just to finalize the miniature. Okay, now we are going to work some of the details at the back. Okay, I'm going to do this line there, and I'm going to use Zotek green first. We're going to apply the same method we have applied on the front the visors, and I will do the same on this light here. So for consistency, I will do all these lenses in blue colors. So as we did before, we start with Zotek, then we are going to use Temple Guard blue, okay. I'm going to do the same here. And finally, I'm going to use Bahara blue. There. Planes are flying again. Now we will take white. Since my dogs don't like. Okay, we do it like that. We are going to do the same on the front light. Okay. Okay, when we have done the lights, I'm going to do this type of indicators or things that we have there. So I will apply first green. Okay. I'm using mood green, this one. And I will apply it on this one there. Okay. And then I can use a little bit of yellow. We'll use a little bit of dawn yellow. Dawn yellow is too much. Mix with green. Start doing more. And we are going to use Balthasar gold. The metallics, don't put it on the wet palette, they don't work well there. And I clean up, okay. This is one. And then there is the other indicator, I will do the same. Mod green first. Okay, and then I will use Mephisto red. Something like that. And we are almost done there. I will use Snake Bite Leather, okay, the contrast paint, and I will make the brass gold part that I have done on the gun a little bit darker. Okay. And now I will take a little bit of Gothard brown, and with Gothard brown I will paint. I'm painting the back of the guns, the part that this part here, as if it is a type of wood material. Just apply it. Okay. This is fully optional, of course. Okay, but we'll leave it like that. I think we don't need to do much work there. I'm looking for something that is looking nice on the tabletop, but it's not for competition. And in this point, we are almost done. If you want to do some highlights, we can use Hazelnut Cooper. Shake it well. And with Hazelnut Cooper, we can do some highlights on these things. Hazelnut Cooper is quite a nice color, especially if you want to give a steampunk look. Balthasar Gold and Hazelnut Cooper are a good colors. Okay, and the Adeptus Mechanicum go more and more into the steampunk look, with all these clocks, mechanical parts as well. This type of Victorian looking weapons, right? Old-fashioned weapons. Okay. Okay. And I think this is enough. We'll maybe add a little bit here to add the brightness here on the antenna. Okay, we have here an antenna, and yeah, we can leave it here. So yeah, this is the tutorial, a little bit long, sorry that I forgot to split it in two parts, but this is my tutorial on how to paint the Skitarii. I hope you have liked it. Please give a like if you have liked it, share if you think other people can be interested on that. And yeah, that's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later.